Bonnie Blue, you know.
Literally.
That's a madness. But yeah, there you go. Boxing for the week. This Sunday. Well, this Friday, the Premier League starts.
Facts.
Saturday, big Premier League day. And then Sunday, we may be live for the Manchester United-Arsenal game. Check the channel to see if we are live, because tomorrow I might have tickets to actually go to the game. If I don't get the tickets, I'll be live. If I do get the tickets, I won't be live because I'll be there.
But we'll be live between that anyway. We'll be
we'll be live anyway. I'll let you not know Saturday. And I'm going to go live on Friday for the first game of the season. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Again, road to 5K. You know what it is already. Manchester United Arsenal. Historic game.
Very.
The face of the Premier League, I dare say, still in this era.
I still,
that fixture.
From a fan base perspective, 100%.
That fixture, yeah.
For the neutrals, it's the best game to watch in terms of watching the fan base meltdown. And for the fan base, I feel like, specifically if you grew up in London, Arsenal and United's fan base. In fact, not even in London. Our fan base is just out and out, just there. Do you know what I'm saying?
100%. AFTV are going to be laughing. Regardless. Whether they win or lose.
They're gonna,
it's going to be laughing regardless.
They're going to be,
it's going to be laughing regardless.
Robbie's laughing regardless.
Oh, for sure. For sure. You know? Shout out to them, man. How do you see this game? How do you see this game going?
Huh? Sorry. Because you... Sorry. I just thought of something in my head.
You're not a serious
I thought of...
What, if I'm up there?
No, I thought of something else. The return, innit? The return of the Mac. Go on.
Yeah. No, I thought if I was up there, I'd get a fan cam.
No, you probably won't still.
Fair enough.
Not after what you done.
I was going to try. I'll try if I'm up there.
Boy.
You know what I'm like. I'll try.
Let's ask. AFTV, would you ever have Nick back on the channel?
Why would you say that?
I'm going to ask.
All right, fair enough.
What's wrong with asking?
Fair enough.
Hopefully they would. They
ain't
done nothing wrong.
The season's going to start. We'll see. I might get the call up.
Hopefully.
We'll see. How do you see the game going?
I ain't watched much of you lot's games. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
So I can't say...
Our games have been a bit experimental. I don't know that there's too much to take into what we'll do at Manchester United. Obviously, the big difference, two big differences. We have Gyökeres, who will probably start up top.
Yeah.
We have Zubimendi in the midfield. Zubimendi looks very tidy. He almost looks like, I'm not going to say our Bruno because he's not as creative as Bruno.
Bruno isn't as tidy though. Bruno's very creative.
Yeah.
But I feel like...
He's like, where Rice is like a good solid DM, he's like a better Jorginho, Zubimendi. He's like a younger, fitter, maybe not better in terms of Jorginho is very technical, but Jorginho had no physicality, no pace, no tackle. Zubimendi's just constantly, he's not flying into challenges like a Matic, but almost like a Fred or a McTominay, just getting like little niggling tackles, that last little touch. I feel like with Rice and Zubimendi is a good protection. We're going to see Wanyeri in the 10 a lot more this season.
I think when you ask me how I think the game's going to go, I feel like you have to just look at how we played this season. We played against...
This pre-season?
No.
Last season.
Last season.
Yeah.
We played against you 3 times. And they were still, even though you are a much better team than us, they were still relatively competitive because I just think the rivalry is there. Like, what we saw from United in certain games last season wasn't down to just lack of ability. It was just down to lack of motivation for what
nothing to play for.
Yeah. This season, I would say there's no excuse for Ruben, and I feel like what we've seen is not only the stubbornness, but he's like, yeah, I'm standing on this system, this is the way I'm gonna play, and I feel like there is no speculation anymore. We now know what's definitely gonna happen. You have no excuses. So when you ask me how I think the game's gonna go, I feel it will be a very close game. I don't think anyone's gonna win this game within the first 45 minutes.
Is Xerxes staying or is he going?
I know we're trying to get rid of him, but I don't know.
Because there's a lot of new attackers. You got Xerxes last year. You got Højlund the year before. And then this year you brought in 3... We had a big argument about this on my boy Stag. In my opinion, 3 strikers. My boy's saying Mbeumo is kind of a winger, but he plays up top. Cunha is probably going to play in the 10. Not really a striker. To me, Cunha is a striker. But you brought in more strikers again.
But we got rid of some.
Mbeumo, I'd say, is replacing Rashford. Garnacho's going.
We got rid of Anthony. We got rid of Sancho as well.
But these are all quite, apart from Mbeumo, these guys are all quite central. Obviously, you've got Højlund, plays centrally.
Yeah.
You've got Cunha, plays centrally.
He's not. Well, no. This is the thing. That's what So I'm glad you brought up, because if you watch the way he's playing,
Was he doing that diamond thing?
He's doing that diamond thing.
Cunha and Šeško will be the kind of 2.
Yeah, and then Cunha and then Mbeumo are the 2, and Šeško would be the 1. But what he's also done is he's actually flirted with the false 9, because in the last game he played Mount false 9. and he's played Bruno in the false nine.
Cunha's good in the false nine.
What I'm worried about, and this is probably what I'll be most worried about, is the double pivot.
I still feel like I said at the end of last season, you've got no legs in midfield. That pivot of Casemiro, who I think has been playing well, Bruno, maybe Mount.
It's now Bruno and Ugarte. That's the double pivot. That's where I'm worried. I know we want Baleba from Brighton, but as it currently stands, that's where you lot would win the battle. Because I'm like, defensively, we've actually been quite tidy.
Yeah.
Maguire, obviously, you like Maguire. The two fullbacks have been really good, and then Euro and De Ligt, I actually think are quite tidy on the ball. They're actually quite clean. So we have a definite goalkeeper problem as well. But in terms of like where I see as a big problem, you got Zubimendi, you got Rice, you got if Odegaard plays, you got Odegaard, and then I don't know who he plays up front. If Moreno plays up front, I know he played Moreno up front in one of the games, and if he plays in a false nine, it potentially could be 4v2.
Yeah.
And one of those two being Bruno, who's going to be further forward.
We've got Havertz coming off the bench, and we know he loves Havertz.
If that's 4, at some stages in this game, it might be 4v1.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because once you beat that initial press,
that's what I'm confident about. I'm confident about beating the press. We look really tidy in terms of pressing.
I mean, you got some of the most press resistant players. Yeah. Salah was really good on the ball. Sometimes overconfident, but he's really good on the ball. You've got I don't know. I presume you're going to be playing.
We've got White or
Rice
Timber. We've got White or Timber. We've got Miles Lewis-Skelly. Timber.
No, but I mean, who's going to be playing? Who's going to be the
probably
Zubimendi?
Rice and Zubimendi.
Okay,
So I think
cool.
Zubimendi in the 6, Rice in the 8.
Okay, cool.
Both quite press resistant.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's where I'm like, once you beat that initial press,
especially if we're trying to press us with players like Dorgu, Bruno.
The press is going to be the front three. The front three is going to press heavy because and I don't even actually think Mbeumo was going to start. I don't think Mbeumo was going to start. I don't think Šeško is going to start neither.
Maybe not Šeško because it's just been done, but I imagine Šeško being a starter.
I think Cunha's going to start.
Yeah, for sure.
Cunha's going to start.
Yeah.
And Bruno's going to start. To be honest with you...
I think by Christmas, Šeško's being bought in to be a starter. It just might be a bit soon for him. He hasn't had any pre-season minutes. By Christmas, he'll be a starter.
And maybe before Christmas.
You don't bring in a player like Benjamin Šeško.
And when you have such dead strikers already, it's not like we got Højlund who's banging
I'm excited
goals.
to see Arsenal have a striker that can occupy space, that's physically dominant. One of the weaker sides.
I don't think Gyökeres is gonna bang as much as you guys think.
When you say bang, I don't think he's going to score as many goals as Arsenal fans think, but I do think that his space and his physicality of occupying defenders will allow the rest of the players around him to be good.
He's got Saka, who's a great player. But when I look at how you guys play, I actually almost feel like what you actually do need, I still feel like you're lacking a bit of creativity to serve Gyökeres.
Yeah, I agree.
And I feel like what you've done is...
That's why we're looking at Eze.
Yeah, exactly. Because I feel like what you've done is you've created the talisman to score goals, but you actually haven't... Like, it's like cooking. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've almost slayed the table, but you ain't even put nothing on the stove.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't even put nothing on the stove. And I'm like...
I think for me, if he gets 15 to 20 goals this season, all comps, I'm happy with that. And I'll say that here. Do you know what I mean? In the Prem, I want to see more than between 10 and 15 goals, but I think that he will bring a lot of other people into play.
But I feel like where you lot struggled last season with the low blocks and breaking down the low blocks and the sideways passing, I literally feel like...
He doesn't solve that problem.
He doesn't solve that problem. He gives you a focal point.
I think he might do, because what we're seeing more is Saka punch. He can pin a defender where Havertz couldn't. Havertz also been in the gym, looks much stronger. Still not technically better, but much stronger.
But have you seen Gyökeres' like hold up play?
It's not the best, but it doesn't matter.
I think Benjamin Šeško would have actually been better in terms of his hold up.
We heard that's who Arteta wanted, and the director of football wanted Gyökeres. So
Gyökeres is a goal scorer, and he's gonna run on to goal and he will score goals. But I'm like, when you don't play, when the majority of the games, I've seen him do some of the hold up play,
And for Arsenal, the ball's very fluid. So he doesn't have to, it's not like Drogba or Diego Costa. You're not going to play it into him and he's actually going to hold the ball for 5-10 seconds. He literally, Saka's popping the ball into his feet and he's popping it straight off first time into an Ødegaard, into a Rice, into a Zubimendi, popping it back to Saka. He's doing it first time. And that he can do. We were very fluid. We are killers when we play at pace. Do you know what I mean? When we play too slow, that's when we're in problems.
Okay.
So I think that we can play at pace. And I think that you guys will look to press, and I think you're going to be looking for crosses into some of the big men. I'm a little bit. I feel much more confident about us if we had Gabriel back. He's not going to be back for the season.
That. I feel like let's get into predictions. Let's get into predictions. What do you think the score's going to be?
Arsenal 3-1.
Nah, you ain't scoring 3 goals against us. No chance. Not at OT. Not at OT. If you man said 3-1. I'm going to back United 2-1.
Yeah.
I'm going to back United 2-1. Yeah. But you ain't scoring 3 goals against United. Unless our goalkeeper. That's the problem. We got a shit keeper.
I did think that.
We got a shit keeper, so that's the only thing. But
and he tends to get rattled by like occasions.
Bro, I don't even know who he's going with, bro. Bayard there or flipping Nano. Whoever we're going for, bro, it's looking painful right now.
Yeah. Who do you think has had the better transfer window?
I don't even think it's close. I think our transfer window has been significantly better than yours. I feel like when you look at where we had problems last season and who we brought in guarantees you haven't. Cunha and Buemo are Premier League proven people who scored goals. Mm-hmm. Premier League proven. You brought in my man from Chelsea, Medwaki. I don't think he improves your team at all. And then you brought in Gyökeres, who can improve your team, but it's a question mark. Zubimendi, is he better than Partey? That's the question. Is Zubimendi better than Partey?
He's not a Partey replacement, though. I think he's more of a Jorginho replacement.
So who's replacing Partey?
Yeah, I guess he's going to replace... I guess Partey was a starter.
Yeah, I'm saying...
He's more the Jorginho
Yeah, but
style.
Who's replacing Partey? Like, when you started the transfer window, United would have looked at, okay, Rashford's going, Sancho's going...
To be fair, when we started the transfer window, we didn't know that we might not have known Partey was going.
Oh, boy.
We might not have known he was going. That might not have been part of the plan.
That's true still.
So,
that's true. But I think we've answered more questions than you have.
I think if you get Eze... But you had more questions to answer.
Facts.
You guys finished 15th or something, 16th.
Yeah, 15th.
Do you know what I'm saying? So for us, we finished second. We didn't have as many questions to be answered. One of the first things is we need someone that can score goals. We've got that. Yes, his hold-up play isn't the best. Yes, he's not the best in the air.
You've got someone who can score goals.
But he did score a header. He scored a brilliant header.
But it's not guaranteed.
I don't think in the Premier League, I don't think anything's guaranteed. But I understand what you're saying. You've got Premier League proven does mean something. We've seen people sign players from the Premier League proven category, and it's not.
But look at United. We've seen United spend big boy money on players from foreign leagues, and they flop.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, when was the last time we bought someone who was Premier League proven?
Harry Maguire.
And Harry Maguire is one of the first starters on our frigging team right now.
Oh, your fans want him gone. You've tried to ship him out every summer for the last 2 years.
Not this summer.
Not this summer, but the last two.
Last season he was one of our best players.
I agree. I've said this to you since I've known you that Harry Maguire is one of your best centre backs. But people wanted him. People wanted him gone.
No, but that's my. You're correct in that. Like, I just feel like if you get Eze, then I'm like, cool. Eze tips the balance.